Hi guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. We're going through some upper body post-workout stretches. So after the workout that you've just been doing, it's going to help alleviate some tightness and help with some mobility and flexibility as well. So yeah, let's get into it. So for the video, you're just going to need a mat, and for most of it you are going to be stood up, but a mat's going to be needed later on. So for the shoulder, coming right across the body and pulling in tight and looking at the shoulder and the opposite side. You can spend as much time as you want, up to about a minute, 60 seconds stretching for every single one, but typically 30 to 45 seconds is fine. Traps as well, the big muscle on your neck, connecting to your neck and to your shoulder. We use it a lot with farmer's carries, sled push, pressing movements, pull downs. They're always there to stabilize the shoulder joint and pull your scapula together, your shoulder blades together as well. It's important to stretch this out, and it's quite an uncommon one that people might not know. Super important to know how to stretch your traps. So you want to make sure you keep one arm straight, the side that you're going to be stretching. You want to make sure that that shoulder is right inside the joint as low as possible, and then the other arm is coming around the back, just above the elbow. You're going to be holding on tight. You're going to lean your head forwards and to the right when you're doing your left-hand side, and pull that arm down into the socket even more. So the biggest muscle in our back is our latissimus dorsi, or our lats. When you're doing pull downs, when you're doing your sled pulls, all sorts of movements like this, your rows, you're using your lats, and you'll feel it really tight if you don't stretch these, and it's probably the most important stretch that people might miss. So holding on to anything that's stable, nice tight grip, lengthen the arm as much as possible. So make sure it's fully straight, no bend in the arm. And then you should start feeling anywhere from here up into the shoulder a stretch. To increase it, lean away and even pressing through the floor. Rotate that shoulder as well downwards into the floor to make it even more apparent what you're stretching. Next one's for the whole of the upper back. If you've got access to a TRX, then you'll be able to do this. Otherwise, it's holding off something that's stable for an anchor point and really leaning into it. We're lucky enough to have TRX, so we can really get a better stretch against your body weight. So for the TRX, hold on to the handles nice and tight, don't let go. Feet together, shoulder width apart's fine. Leaning and trusting your grip, and then allowing the shoulders to drop forward and stretching into it. It's really funny. I like this. Really allow that stretch to happen all the way from the bottom of the lat, maybe even a little bit in the lower back, you'll feel it. So this is the point in the routine where you're going to need the mat for the cobra stretch. This is going to help with your core and your abs and your biceps and wrists as well, and forearms. Hands flat on the floor, hands underneath the shoulders. So you want to make sure you bring yourself all the way down to the floor. Hands underneath the shoulders is fine. Press that floor away. Keep the hips nice and low. Squeeze the glutes tight, and then bring your chin and your chest up. Might feel a little bit of tightness in your lower back, but we are going to be stretching out that core. Bring yourself up, and then you can send the hips back and forehead down to the floor. The bottom position that we're about to go into is going to be for shoulders and a little bit of back. For our triceps, our horseshoes that we've just created, we're going to make sure we stretch them properly by bringing our hand up to our back in between our shoulder blades, and at the top of our elbow we're going to be pushing backwards and down a little bit to the side as well to make sure that this part of our arm, our tricep, is going to stretch because it's connected into the shoulder and then obviously into the arm here. We want to make sure that that position is stretched as much as possible. So really make sure that the fingertips go down the back as much as possible. And then always give it a shake off after you've held it for 30 to 45 seconds. Okay. And then for our biceps, the opposing muscle, holding onto our palm, straightening the arm and pulling towards your hips and down to the floor, just to straighten the arm as much as possible. Final stretch for the mat, again, is down to the floor. It's your shoulder splits, so straight legs, bringing the hands back, straight arms, so you'll also feel your biceps again. Bringing the fingertips, bringing the tips of your little finger towards each other as much as you can. And in this top position where our chest is tall, you'll feel your delts stretching, especially your front delt. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully that's helped alleviate some of the tightness in the muscles. I'd recommend doing that another 2 times over the next few days just to help alleviate that tightness again. See you in the next one.